Hi everyone, welcome back. For today's mani, we're going to be dipping into some new colors from Krival Nails. We're also going to be pulling in some solids, some shimmers, and a really awesome like holographic purple chunky glitter mix, which you're going to see here in a little bit, called Violets. But before we dive into the first color, which is called Umbrella Days, which is just a beautiful spring green. It is a solid. We're starting off with a little bit of color blocking, and I'm just using that standard 3M medical tape that I love to use for color blocking. It just gives me the most like cleanest, crisp line. Pretty much effortless because it has like this water barrier to it because it's a medical grade tape, so it makes it really easy to achieve color blocking. So you're going to see color blocking done on 2 different nails today, and we're going to do color blocking with 3 different colors. So we're going to pull in all 3 colors today using color blocking, plus we're going to do a little bit of glitter placement as well. We're going to create some flowers using that really pretty violets color, and then Spring Rain, it's a beautiful shimmer. So Umbrella Days is just a really gorgeous, like perfect spring green. It is everything and I love it so much. It's a solid and it works amazing with the gel method. So we are doing the gel method today on a set of press-ons, and we are using the shape short Coffin, and everything including this tape and the beautiful colors that we're using can always be found in that description box below. And then what I like to do when I am color blocking, I always like to go in with that little silicone tool just to make sure that that tape is laying super flat. And then if you have any like lines or wrinkles or any air bubbles, that just helps that tape lay super smooth. We are using gel method. If you're not comfortable using gels, you could always use your dip liquids as well for color blocking and use the tape. I use the tape with dip liquids as well, and I have the same results. I just love this tape so much. If you've been on my channel for a while, you know this is like my go-to for color blocking. So if you're new, welcome. My name is Mallory, and I post videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7 p.m. Central Time, and I love creating press-ons. I feel like it's a great way for you to see some colors in action. Plus, then I can rewear these amazing sets that we make here together on my channel. I just love having like that option of rewearing them versus kind of just like doing them on my hand and then popping them off right away. And also when you're making press-ons, you can change up your shape, your length. You could rock a stiletto. If you have like a special event going on, you could totally change up the design or shape and just wear them for like that short time. I do get a lot of questions on how do I apply my press-ons. I just like to use dip base. I feel like the dip base holds a lot better than the regular traditional press-on nail glue. So what I do is I just make sure my cuticles are pressed back. I go ahead and place a little bit of that dip base on my natural nail, and then I do a little bit of dip base on the back of that press-on, and then I do one nail at a time. I go ahead and then start with my pinky first, and then what I'll do is I'll press that press-on down to my natural nail and hold for 30 seconds to make sure that that dip base is completely dry, and then I'll move on to the next nail. I prefer to place my press-ons before bed and avoid any cuticle oil, lotion, any hot water, steam, anything like that. And that will really make sure that you have longevity when it comes to your press-ons. So if you are doing your press-ons during the day, just avoid any hot water, lotions, cuticle oils, cooking, anything like that for 2 to 4 hours, just to ensure that you're getting the best adhesion possible. All right, so we're just wrapping up the second dip here of Umbrella Days. Umbrella Days is just a very cheerful spring green. I really like how it has like almost like this pastel side of it, but yet it still has the right amount of brightness to it. It's a really beautiful green, and that second coat just totally is just, it's perfection. I love it so much. Now we're doing 2 coats today of Spring Rain and Umbrella Days, and we're only going to do 1 coat of violets. You're going to see why here in just a little bit, but these colors are so pretty. They're very buildable. If you want to do 3, if you're building up structure, or if you have a little bit of patchiness, definitely go ahead and build it up to 3 colors. So now that we cured for 30 seconds, it's time to remove the color blocking tape. So I had the color blocking tape. I used a longer piece, and then I tucked in the extra tape like underneath the nail, and it's kind of like on the press-on stand as well. So it was kind of a little bit of a hot mess underneath the nail. So that is what I'm doing. I'm just spending time pulling that tape from underneath the nail off. But once you get it going and you peel off the actual color blocking tape on the nail, it's a pretty satisfying experience. And just like seeing that line just kind of just come out super clean and crisp it's a whole experience on itself. It's the little things in life, right? And then just to make that line a little bit crisper, I just went in with a file. I always like to clean up that line before I go in with the second color, even though this step right here is kind of optional for this mani because we are going to be applying a chunky glitter in the middle. So if the line isn't straight with that chunky glitter, it's going to give it the effect that the line is straight. So just keep that in mind if you're working with chunky glitters. But if you're working with salads on top of salads when it comes to color blocking, always make sure you take that time to crisp up that line before you go in with the other color. All right, so now we're diving into this beautiful shimmer color. And then we're going to keep building up our beautiful color blocking. All right, so enough chit chat. Let's dive into these beautiful colors and see them in action. And then I'm going to pop back in when it's time to play with violets.
I've been feeling so small. Watch the clock ticking off the wall. But tonight I'm letting it go. Or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. I'm gonna skip my breaks. I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Lay my troubles to rest. Blow the smoke through my cigarette. City lights looking fine, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now. Skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I just wanna feel alive. It's just what I do when I'm out. So try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna be myself, I'm gonna be someone else. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. I'm gonna skip my breaks, I'm gonna make mistakes. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at these beautiful stars, I wanna drive a faster car. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Try not to hold me down. Feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me.
Now we're diving into the most beautiful purple holographic color shifting glitter. This glitter, it is everything. You're going to be able to pair it with so many different colors, but I just love just like the fine glitter and then the chunky glitter and just like the color shifty that you get with it. You can see here, like depending on which way the light hits it, you're getting some pinks, some teals. It's overall really pretty. All right, so now that we went ahead and just gently applied a very thin layer of gel base in the middle of that color blocking and dipped into the nail, I'm just removing any bigger pieces away from the cuticle line and the free edge, and then just gently tapping everything down, making sure everything is laying super, super flat. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cure right away for a full 30 seconds, just because I do not want any of those bigger pieces to kind of shift when I'm doing the other nail. So I was like, okay, we're just going to go ahead, cure for 30 seconds, complete this nail, and then move on to the other nail. Because what's going to happen is that sometimes when you're working with gels and chunkier glitters, and you see the nail and it looks great, and then you go and move on to the other nail without curing, sometimes those bigger glitters, since they are a little bit heavier, can start moving or floating around in that gel base, and then you won't have like that perfect line that you just created. So always go ahead, if you're ever in doubt, always go ahead and cure or even flash cure for a few seconds when you're working with chunky glitters, just to make sure you are keeping that design. And then same thing with that other nail. I just dipped it in and I cured, we dusted off, and now we're going in with filing and buffing. So I only did one layer of that chunky glitter because I wanted to reduce bulk and I did not want to file and buff on top of this nail. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible. So that's why I only did one layer, and that one layer did lay really flat to the nail because I did spend that time making sure everything was pressed down before filing and buffing. And then I am going to go ahead and buff this beautiful Umbrella Days green here just to smooth it out just a little bit. And I'm using a file that is also from Krival Nails, which is super awesome for filing and buffing. I love that file so much. So I did the rest of the filing and buffing off camera just to save time. And now we're going to do a little bit of nail art here. We're going to hand place some glitters. So what I'm doing is a very thin layer of gel base on the entire nail, and then I am not going to cure it. And then I like to go ahead and dump a little glitter out on my workstation. I just find that it's easier to shift through the glitter pieces that I want from the larger glitters to the smaller glitters versus trying to tackle those glitters inside that cupcake liner. I just feel like it's a lot easier just to pour a little bit out, even though it's so pretty and you don't want to waste any of that beautiful powder. It's just a little bit easier for me just to pour it out. So right now I'm making a flower, so I am focusing on those bigger hexagon shaped glitters. Now that we have that design, I'm going to go ahead and place a smaller piece right in the middle. Now right here, if you wanted to go ahead and cure right away for 30 seconds, you definitely could. To make sure that that flower design that you just created stays in place, you can definitely go ahead and cure if you want. But I'm feeling confident right now, so I'm just going to continue placing glitters. Now this one for the flower, I kind of wanted it kind of coming up from the tip of the nail. So that's the design that we're working with here. We're just creating kind of like a half a flower there on the side of this nail. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm just applying a little bit of the smaller glitters there at the very tip of the nail just to kind of tie in the whole design. But you can create so many different designs with glitter, and if you do cure in between each coat, or if you're using dip liquids and they're drying, you could always go back in with more dip base. Just go ahead and apply it after you cure, and then you can keep adding glitters. Same thing with your dip base. So then to just add a touch more sparkle, I'm just going to add some of those smaller pieces of glitter just kind of sporadically throughout the nail just to tie in more of this beautiful glitter. This glitter is so fun. I just cannot get over how it just like color shifts. It's really, really pretty. I can only imagine what it would look like in the sunlight. So while that nail is curing for 30 seconds, I went ahead and used my little dust vacuum to clean up the extra glitter. Then to seal in the mani today, I'm going directly in with a layer of gel top coat. It's a little bit of a thicker top coat, so it's going to really just help settle those glitters to give you a really clean, even surface. All right, so I did the rest of the top coat off camera, and here's the finished mani. I love these colors so much. There's something about the green and the purple and like the right amount of shimmer. I really like how we have the solids with a really like fine shimmer and then just like a fun chunky glitter. Overall, this is just a really fun springy mani. We did a lot of color blocking today, and we did a little bit of flower nail art. Flower nail art with glitter is so fun. Definitely recommend trying it. But overall, a very just fun, springy, cheerful mani, and that is exactly what I needed for this week. We had a couple nice days here in Wisconsin last week, and now it's back to cold and snow. So I needed this moment right here with these colors. All right, so everything that we did use in today's video can be found in that description box below. If these colors were not your cup of tea, head over to Krival Nails. There's tons of other beautiful colors. You're definitely going to find something that catches your eye, and I'll see you all in the next one.